where you all are tuning in from. This call is going to be amazing. We're not going to take too much of your time. Let me know where you all are tuning in from, wherever you are from around the world. If you're watching this recording, shout out to the person that sent you this recording because typically these are private, what we call private receptions. But I'm truly excited to be here today. I have my partner in crime, my diamond leader, which if you guys don't know what diamond is, it's one of our 7-figure ranks within the company, Mr. Ellev8. And we're going to be talking about this amazing system that we had the fortune of being introduced to almost 2.5 years ago that has literally changed everything about our lives. But I'm not going to take too much of you guys' time, but a little bit about my story. Then I'm going to pass it to Tier to share what he's excited about. I've been a part of this amazing, amazing industry now for 8 years, but plugged into our Ellev8 system for the past 2.5, as I mentioned. And my first introduction to something along the lines of online income education or multiplying your money, as we say, or also we say extracting profits from the market via trading was very, very new, similar to a lot of you guys. I didn't know anything about it. But you know what? I'll tell you this. If you're brand new on the line, if you're a guest on the line, and this is your first time hearing this, do exactly what I did in the beginning. Do exactly what Tier did. Do exactly what all the leaders that you're going to hear stories from have done that have made any type of profit in this business. The first thing we did, we had an open mind to this idea. Tier, we always say a closed mind goes unfed, just like a closed mouth. And I remember Tier, one of our mentors, Mr. Gibson, the top earner in this entire brand that we have, he said, you cannot have a big ego and a small bank account. That was one of the things that allowed me to be receptive to new information. So T, I'm really excited for what we're going to talk about, man. We have a lot of amazing things to cover. We have some exciting launches. And if you're watching this recording, you probably got this recording at the time of a launch that we've had. So make sure you stay plugged in and get back with the person that invited you after you listen to this call. But Mr. T, I'll pass it to you and let you share what you're excited about, man.
Absolutely. I'm really excited, really, because, in this time of age, a lot of people are looking for a financial solution. If you're looking for a financial solution right now, I want to say welcome to this because this definitely changed the course of my life and understanding when it comes to what to do with money. Okay. Today, we're going to have a conversation about what to do with your money. But before we talk about what to do with your money, you need to understand that everything starts with a better mindset. Okay. It starts with a better mindset. And I know in order for you to get better financially, you need to get better mentally. Okay. So, I'm really excited, really, because one, we are sharing with people something that can really expand their lifestyle, improve their mindset, improve, their way of living, not just for a short period of time, but for a long period of time. And if you're watching this, if you're tuning in with us right now, I know for sure that you are ready to elevate. If you're ready to elevate, put a number 8 inside the chat, and let's help elevate your pockets. How many of you want to elevate your pockets? Put elevate inside the chat. Okay, we got a lot of 8s on here. Okay, awesome. Good. Well, guys, before we get into it, I want to really share the disclaimer. Okay. Now, even though we'll be sharing a few stories in regards to, people making financial profits and things of that nature. One, we are not guaranteeing, we are not promising that you're going to, really win in a big way in the financial markets. We are not financial advisors and things of that nature. So we cannot guarantee any level of income. But the only person that can guarantee is the person that's looking back in the mirror every single day. So with that being said, Jason, can you say, or could you agree that things are changing? The world is changing as we speak right now.
Tier, I can agree to that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? Now it's almost 4 years ago in 2020. Tier, when I saw this quote, and I believe we actually saw this post maybe 2.5 years ago when we first got introduced, and it said by 2027, 86.5 million people will work from wherever they want, whenever they want, however they want. I'll add that in there. And we're going to shift from what's called a traditional job to independent work. Now, T, when I saw this, to me, this was a little bit outdated and understated because this is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't have to wait till 2027 for many of you on the line to want to change from your traditional job to working for yourself or becoming an entrepreneur. Just put "I do" in the chat if you want that to be you in 2024, where you want to do something that me and Tierra have been blessed to do, which is called fire your boss. We call this the Great Resignation. All right. The reason why we're calling it the Great Resignation is because we're now making a transition into a better way of living. I need you all to understand what transition means to change. Trans means change. The shun means the action of. So if you want to change your life, you have to take actions in a different direction to get a different result. It's here what we consider this being the old way where you work harder. You know, we saw it with our parents coming from traditional background. I mean, you saw your dad even working a traditional business, but the concept was, hey, listen, even in that sense, if you want to make more money, you have to work harder to get more income. And then we also were brought up in the time frame, John, where more hours used to equal more money and not getting ahead of bills. How many of you are the people right now that have more month at the end of your money? Right? You don't want the month to end because your money ends with it. So that's
Right.
most people that we're communicating to. But that's the old way of living. T. Let's talk about the new way that's coming up.
The new way is honestly the way of the future, right? Because one thing that we've learned at a very young age in this experience is, the more you know, the more you know that you don't know. And what we have to do is we have to prepare for our future. And how can we do that? By, surrounding ourselves with individuals that are teaching us new things, new skills, and giving us the right opportunities to put us in a position where we don't have to worry financially for the future, right? There's a new world that's out there. It's being created every single day based upon our actions. And not only that, the opportunities are everywhere. You just have to have the mindset to see those opportunities. Everybody put the word mindset inside the chat, because whatever your mind is set on is exactly what you're going to attract. Right. And so, Jason, when we, got introduced to this concept and this platform, our mind was set on expanding our network. Right. We knew how to earn the income. We knew where the income was, but our challenge was, number one, was multiplying our income, and then two, knowing how to keep it, right? Because we knew if we put that money out there, it wasn't coming back. But the good thing about, learning from Ellev8, you're able to really create the lifestyle, and you're able to create wealth for yourself, and not only for yourself, but for your family and people around you. So, Jason, man, I'm really excited about, what we're sharing with people, because there's a lot of people that are taking this information and creating the lifestyle that they want, right? Because we know, even in a traditional sense, most people don't have enough income to do what they really want to do. Most people are asking for time off to spend with their friends, their family members, or even to create special memories with their kids, right? And I know with you being, a newly young, dad, your freedom is everything, right? But you have created something, you've invested inside yourself to where you are able to have that lifestyle and have that freedom or flexibility to do what you really want to do with your baby girl, right?
Correct, man. And when I look at the time and the money slides on here, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a couple testimonials as well, because hearing from other people, I mean, you guys can hear from me and from Tierra about how we've been able to build what we've been able to build, but it's good to hear other testimonials. But T, to talk about the time and money thing, most people give up one for the other. They either
Mhm.
give up their time for a little bit of money, or they give up their money for a little bit of time. And we saw both sides of the train tracks, especially when we recently got into business. So what this is allowing most individuals to do, like if you've been able to earn any type of income, any type of profit from utilizing the system of Ellev8, and if you're live on this call, if you're watching this replay, maybe you're in a room right now sitting down with 3 people watching this replay. If you've been able to earn any type of income, just put "I have" in the chat. And if that income costed you too much of your time, just turn off your subscription. Right? Because at the end of the day, most people that are doing this and learning how to trade, they're doing it within the time that they currently have. Like here, there's a lady I'm working with now. Her name is Angela, and we were on the call, and I FaceTimed her. I said, "Hey, listen, are you in one of the trades right now?" She said, "I am." I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Well, I just hopped in a trade, but I'm in the middle of working at my job." And
Mm.
she was making money in the cracks and crevices of her day while she was on the clock. So I need you all to really understand and get a grasp of what is Forex trading, what is this thing that we're talking about, and how you can monetize it to build your lifestyle. But let's start here, T. When it comes to being in this industry of Forex, I want to bring it back to how we were introduced. Because most people, when they hear Forex, like me, when I first heard about it, I didn't have the best image attached to the word.
Right.
Because you all know that when you say certain words, they trigger certain thoughts. That's how the mind works. So when I first heard Forex, I saw kids with fake Lamborghinis or rented cars holding up demo accounts. That's what came to my mind because those are the people that I saw that did it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't really know if I can trust this. How do I know if this is real? So if that's in your mind right now, it's okay to be skeptical until you know the facts. But here, I'm a firm believer in who presents you the idea is really how you're going to accept it. So when we met up with our mentor and actually the creator or founder of Ellev8, Mr. Bugs, first thing we did here, we saw his track record. We saw that he had did over 100 million in business, no income claims, but I mean, look at his taxes. We saw that he did hundreds of millions in business. We saw that he had helped over 100 to maybe even 200 people become millionaires in the industry. And when he came to us here, his whole goal and whole purpose was to show us what to do with our money. Because when someone makes that amount of income in one thing, they don't just keep it in one thing. That's how you lose it, called taxes.
Right.
He says, so you have to learn how to earn the money. You have to learn how to control the money. Take notes if you're writing this down. Then you have to learn how to multiply your money. And like Tier said, that's what we were missing. So we went to Mr. Bugs. It was me, Tier, Mr. Gibson. We sat down and said, how can we multiply our income? He said, get into Forex trading. He said, number one, it's the largest market in the world where there's $6 trillion being circulated every single day. He said, just get you 0.1% of that. He said, learn how to do it because the market's not going anywhere. It's been around since they were trading spices. Mm-hmm. And what are the benefits of Forex trading, Tier? Well, first off, like I mentioned, the largest global market. It's good for beginners like me and you. I remember there was someone that was starting. They said, hey, listen, T, I don't know anything about trading. And I said, well, this was built just for you because I knew nothing either. Mm-hmm. And isn't it crazy to think that we have to know how to do something before we do it? Mm-hmm. Isn't that the craziest thing? When we get introduced to opportunities, because we don't know how to do it, because we're in beginner stages, we reject the idea. But as a baby, you didn't know how to walk, you didn't know how to talk, you didn't know how to eat before you did it. So therefore, you have to get back into that mentality of understanding you don't have to know everything to be good at something. You have to start to even be good. And the beautiful thing here is you can make money 24 hours a day during weekdays, weekends, and matter of fact, the week never ends because you have an opportunity to extract profits anytime, and it's a low cost to get started. There's some people that start accounts with $200. There's some people that start accounts with $20, but they can do one thing, which is called leverage, and learn how to earn income from leveraging a source. Now, do you all understand what leverage means? All right, I want you to imagine, let's say your car broke down on the side of the road. T, I'm gonna pass it to you. Your car breaks down on the side of a road and you have to fix the tire. Do you know some cars that come with a little leverage thing that you put underneath the car to lift it up? You put 50 pounds of pressure on the leverage, but it lifts up a 2,000-pound car. Do you all know what I'm talking about? Meaning that you can get a big result without using the equal amount of effort or income, you can still get a major result. That's the benefit of leverage when it comes to this well-regulated market. T, I'm gonna pass it to you, man.
Absolutely, man. I mean, honestly, that was a great breakdown in regards to, using leverage, right? You can use one weight against the other to where you can use it for your benefit, which is huge. So I want to get into, how this is, helping a lot of people, right? Because when it comes down to it, you got to think of it like this. You got to think of it like this. In a market where people are always on their phone, people are always online, people are always looking for a way to make money in the comforts of their own home, but they don't know exactly where to do it, right? But the good thing about Ellev8 is you're able to do this anywhere. You can learn anywhere. I want to ask this question. How many of you have invested thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a college or university education? Put me inside the chat, okay? And if that's you, look, I'll be honest with you. I went to school for free, right? I got a scholarship, but I know that the information that I would have paid for was over thousands of dollars. And they didn't teach me wealth one or wealth two. They didn't show me or teach me exactly how to get a return off of my investment of education. Everybody put the word education inside the chat, because what we're doing is we're sharing with you a educational platform that will teach you to leverage your money. It will teach you how to multiply your money. Put the word multiply inside the chat, right? I see a few people that's really, really excited about what we're sharing right now, because right now, everyone on this line has a banking account, okay? Why don't you want to put all your money, Miss Anina, inside the banking account? Well, one, the banks are not your friend. The banks are actually taking your income, taking your money that you are depositing in there. And what they're doing is they're lending out $10 out of that $1 that you put in there. How can they do that? I don't know. But here's what I will tell you. They're charging you 10 to 20% interest on your money just to store it. And you know what they're doing? They're sending that money out that you've put in there and putting it to work for them and not you. How many of you feel like you've been bamboozled now? Right? You're getting leverage, you're getting no interest, and you're receiving no type of financial benefit for Forex trading. But guess what? You are in Forex trading. You are in the Forex market each and every single day, and you don't know it. Remember what I was saying earlier? The more you know, the more that you don't know. Now that I've shared this with you, now you probably change your perception on what the banks are doing or how the banks are using you. How many of you would like to learn how to trade right now? So that way you can make, right now we're in the holiday season, right, of giving. Why wouldn't you want to gift yourself more information to multiply your money? How many of you want to gift yourself more information to multiply your money? I see some people saying, show me, T, show me, right? Well, this is where it is. The 3 benefits of you learning to trade is right here. Number 1, how many of you would like to make money anywhere in the world? Put global inside the chat. How many of you would like to learn a skill that no one can take from you? And last but not least, which is probably the most important one, how many of you would like to become financially independent? I like to say liberated. Put a number 8 inside the chat if that's you. Because that's exactly what Ellev8 is here to do for you. Jason, I'm gonna pass it to you, bro.
Yeah, well, Tierra, you know, the beautiful thing what you just talked about, and you know, I love sharing stories, but I was telling this to, I believe there's a gentleman on the call, Mr. Levi, and we were talking about multiplying the income and how this can be something that can fill those cracks and crevices in your day where you can do it anywhere. And I think the biggest benefit, man, is to understand that it is a way that you can actually win. Like when you think about people that go to casinos, right? I always have these thoughts in my mind here is that I always thought gambling was just gambling, right? I thought gambling was unorganized, that there wasn't a structure, that there wasn't a way that you can always win. But you can't have professional gamblers and not have a structured gambling.
Right.
Does that make sense? So when you think about who loses in anything, whether it's business, whether it's companies, whether it's I don't know, casinos, the people that are the least educated are going to lose in every single situation.
Mm-hmm.
The people that don't have it, when we mean educated here, we're not talking about just the books. We're not talking about just what you can read. We're talking about you having the right awareness on what you're actually doing. And when we look at a lot of people that are doing trading, most people are learning for what we call YouTube University. And there's nothing wrong with YouTube. There's nothing wrong with searching, how do you make trades? How do I make money this way? But when you understand that TR is not about having the information, it's about having the information organized and intelligently directed.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that win are the ones that actually have directed information from leaders and educators like what we have at Ellev8 that can teach you step by step on how to increase your income by having a system, by having a platform that you can plug into, whether it's from the recordings, whether it's from the live calls. We have all that when it comes to this platform so that you all can learn the system. Listen, let me ask you all a question, all right? This is a real question. I don't know where you guys are from in the world. You guys are from London, from Denmark. There's people all around. But wherever you went to school, Tia, you talked about school. You said that you got in for free. I thought you snuck in. I got in school for free because I snuck in, right? But let me ask you a question. If there was a university or a course or an online school
Mm-hmm.
that said, hey, listen, Tia, we're going to offer this class that you can start this class with, all right? Pay attention. New people, pay attention. That you can start a class with, and your full semester is going to be, I don't know, $200 a month that you can pay it monthly, or you can pay it by semester, whatever that math is, where you're going to have recorded sessions from people that are making a 6 and 7 figure income. And also you're going to have access to 3 to 4 different live calls every single day where you can not just study with them, but you can make money with them. How many of you would have signed up, would have called your mom, because how many of y'all called your mom to pay for your tuition? Would have called your parents, would have called your brother, called your sister, said, hey, listen, I'm trying to get into this new university called Ellev8. Well, how much is it? It's cheap. It's $200. How many of you would have called, would have signed up? Tia, that's exactly what Ellev8 is. Where it's teaching you about the new age of income, about the Forex, the NFTs, the cryptos, the metaverse, all these different things that you need to understand. Someone asked, well, why do I need to understand all these different things? How long are these things going to be around? How do I know that they're safe? Tia, do you know the same thing that our generation says about Forex and crypto? It's the same thing probably you, your mom, and your dad said about credit. Do you understand that money never changes, it just changes form, or it always changes form, and it always has changed form? What's the purpose of it? To be used, but how we use it is going to change. So now that we're coming into a digital world where these things are more relevant, it's been around for years, you all need to learn these skills. If not, you're going to be left out. And you got to have the right education, as we keep repeating over and over and over again. But the last thing that says on the slides here, along with the technologies, is the trading community. Like a lot of you on the line, they're seeing results, and we're going to have some stories that you're going to hear, people that have benefited from the community. What do we always say? Don't trade alone, all right? Because at the end of the day, I'll be very honest with you. You'll make money, you'll learn from money. Notice I didn't say lose, right? You'll learn from money. But the biggest thing is, it's better to learn and lose, quote unquote, when you're in the right environment so you can learn from those losses. Absolutely. So these are the platforms that we educate people on, as mentioned: the Forex trading education, cryptocurrency education, Web3 or the metaverse, all these different nuances that are coming into frame for us, and NFT educations, and also new projects that are launching. So it's a beautiful thing here to have access where if this was your website, you could click on any one of those things to learn from the platform and all the new features. But see, let's talk about this, man, when it comes to the actual help, the service. People that we have that are running the calls that are actually successful when it comes to trading.
These are people that are not just, that just got lucky and, won one time and now they're an expert. No, these are individuals that continue to educate themselves. And as they're educating themselves and creating strategies to help people like you and me create profits or snatch profits in the financial markets, what I love is the camaraderie. I love the community aspect because, again, we don't want to trade by ourselves, right? It's like, you playing I used to wrestle, right? It's like you being in a team sport, but you still have to individually perform. This is huge. Elevate
Mm.
is a team sport, but it is it's an individual performance. You still have to perform for yourself because why? You started so that way you can create financial independence, right? So you got top elite experts and educators that are educating you on what they're learning, but not only that, how you can win in a big way. Not only that, ladies, we have something huge for you. We got some great female educators and we got some leaders that are teaching you exactly what's going on and how you can be a lady boss yourself, right? Then we have live trading events. I want you to put live inside the chat. Some of you have attended live seminars and it has impacted your life for the rest of your life. How many of you have attended something live and it was so big that it really changed the direction and the degree and where your life was headed? This is what Elevate can do for you, right? It's an interactive and social environment. We love the interactiveness. We love for people to engage. Not only that, we have groups, right? And inside those groups, you have people that are focused on certain things and you can communicate. It's kind of like, I like to say that Elevate is like a Facebook, but focused around educating people on what to do with their money.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Huge, right? And not only that, we give you a calendar. We give you all of these different tools and gamifications so that way you can take your lifestyle, you can take your income to the next level. How many of you are ready to take things to the next level?
Uh-oh. Here we go, T. Right
I did it right on point.
on point.
Because I put it like this. Again, some people have invested a lot of money that they did not have. How many of you asked, especially if you're here in the US, how many of you asked your parents to sign off for your FAFSA, meaning you getting a loan for you to get education at a certain school or educate university? Put me inside the chat. So you meaning to tell me that you'll take hundreds of thousands of dollars that you did not have to invest into an education, get a degree, and may not even get the return on your investment and still have to pay that money back over, I don't know, 40, 50 years.
Mm.
But you can invest into a very interactive community, an educational platform where they'll teach you how to multiply your money and you can become profitable in 6 months to 2 years. And all you would have to do is invest $180. I would rather choose Elevate over my college education. Now I don't belittle my education from there because it was a great experience, but I'm a type of person, show me the money. How many of you are like, hey, show me the money, right? Here's the breadwinner right here. And if you're in the UK, 140 pounds, that's not a lot. That's you eating out twice a month. How many of you can sacrifice eating out twice a month? Some of y'all probably eat more than that. How many of you can sacrifice, pay a little price now, so that way you can live better later? How many of you are willing to invest that into yourself to elevate your pockets, to elevate your lifestyle? Put a number 8 inside the chat if that's you. Jason, this program for me is huge. It's not only huge for me, but for my family, because now we're in this community. We're in a group chat, Miss Pat, where we're communicating on certain trades, and now we have something exciting to talk about other than gossip. This is huge. So Jason, I know we got a few people that are in with us right now. that are making some major changes. Let's bring them up.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, the first person I want to bring up is actually a young gentleman I have the fortune of working with, and you talk about testimonial. I remember when I met this guy. This was 2 years ago, and he was 18 at the time. And Tier, you know, anytime that we have new people that join the system, the platform, and we want to make sure that we have them set a goal, because you know you can join Elevate and learn all about it, but if you don't have a goal in which you want to achieve, then you're just reading another book, right? So I remember I spoke to this gentleman, and I said, "What's your goal?" And he said, "Well, I want to make a thousand a day." And I'm like, "All right, we can do it." I don't think he's ever had anybody say, "All right, we can do it," to him. And you know, we mapped out a plan. He actually didn't start trading until maybe, I think, almost over a year within what we're doing, because he was more focused on the building side. But I think about seven months ago is when he actually started doing the trading.
Mhm.
And he didn't understand how fast his goal can be achieved. But I think it was last month I got a text message. This is at 4 in the morning. I'll let him share more of his story, but this is at 4 in the morning. And I rolled over because I was looking at my trades. And I got a text message, and he said, I earned this before. I said, heading into work now, this is what I earned. And I think it was 500 some pounds. And it was like 6 p.m. I was finishing up one of my last calls. I got another text message, and it was a screenshot of what he earned. And right below the screenshot, he put in description, while eating chicken. And it was another 500 pounds. And that day he earned his target, which was 1,000 in a day. And he's only 20 years old. I'm going to bring up Mr. Rayhan so he can share a little bit about his story on how being a part of this community, being able to hit his financial goal of making 1,000 in a day, you know, when it comes to his own income, and while he still has a job. Let me put that out there, because it's not like he's this anomaly that's just out of this world. No, he's just like you and I and everybody else. And he's doing this in between the times that he's at work and while he's working at his position. So, Ray, I'm gonna have you share your story, man, coming in live from London. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Solomon. And yeah, it's a pleasure to always share my story on here, because and the main thing is for me to realize and to see that it's actually possible. You know, because when I set that goal with you 2 years ago, I had no clue how I would achieve it. But yeah, you're correct. I've been trading since May this year, and it's been an amazing journey so far. I've not just made money, but I've learned so much about myself. So yeah, really quick, I'll share my story for everyone on here. My name is Rehan. I'm originally from the Netherlands. I moved to the UK almost 7 years ago now, and I moved here with my mom. She's a single mom, and all I could remember ever since I was young is I want to become financially free, and not just for my mom, so I can look after her and I can, help her achieve the lifestyle that she really wants, but also because I just wanted to become free. I just wanted to, not have and even though I have it now, I'm coping. I'm doing my best to not just fire my boss, but I just want to be able to say and have the freedom of my own. So yeah, I've been connected with Mr. Solomon for a very long time. And then around 6 months ago, he goes like, hey, look, we are doing this thing with trading. And mind you, before then, I had very minimal experience with trading. I had some crypto, this and that. But I always remembered from ever since I got connected with, Mr. Solomon and Mr. Edwards, is that, it's not about what it is, it's about who you do it with. And it's about the environment that you're in, because people lie, but results don't. So yeah, I was just, being very consistent with the Ellev8, and yeah, in the environment, staying in the environment. And I understood that if I stick around in the environment long enough, then I will succeed. So it started off with me, and I remember this as well, the first ever account, because what I did is when I started trading, I was just tracking down how much I'm making every single day. But the very first account I actually started, I remember, was $80. It wasn't even pounds, it was $80. And soon I started realizing that, hey, what's happening in the market is if I'm just able to master this skill of knowing when I place a buy, when I place a sell, then I can just make money from my phone anywhere I am. So I would just be at work doing whatever I'm doing, and I'm quickly glancing at my phone, and I'm like, hey, this is something that's happening in the market, and within seconds I could place a trade, and I can do it into a point where it automatically takes the profit for me. So I'm not spending a lot of time, because this is the number one mistake that a lot of people make is once they get into trading, they look at it the whole day. And I said to myself, no, I don't want this to take away from what I'm doing, because again, the goal was me to become free. So I looked into it, started placing some trades, and very quickly I started seeing that, hey, this is something that can really help me become free. And yeah, like Jason said, I was eating chicken and I was making money, but now it's like, hey, how can I become more consistent about it? And the same day that I sat down with Jason and we put down that goal, of getting to £1,000 a day, and Jason had me, Mr. Solomon had me saved in his phone with that goal. I told him, hey, look, let's 10x it, right? Like Grant Cardone, let's 10x it, and now let's make it a bigger goal. So I'm very grateful. Although I've just started, I've made money, I've just started. There's still so much for me to learn, and I'm so excited to keep going, keep elevating, and keep trading more. Thank you very much.
Ray, I just have a couple of questions for you, and I believe Tierra may have one or two as well, because we're going to end this off shortly. But let's say for the newest person, all right, for the person that, because there's a lot of new people on the line, and if you're new and if you're not a part of our system, just put new in the chat or welcome all your newest guests that are part of this actual call, because Ray, there's a lot of new people on the line, and for you, what got you excited about trading in the first place? And why should people learn how to use this skill?
Well, the number one thing was that I was not doing it alone. Because if I was just trading by myself and, I didn't have anyone around me to share my experiences with, then it wouldn't be very fun. It would be quite lonely. But to be able to say to my people around me, my friends, hey, I just made this money, or even if we lose money, to say, hey, I just lost some money, but be able to just laugh about it, it just makes it, such just a very much more enjoyable process, because it's not really about the destination. It's about how much you enjoy the process towards getting to your goal as well. So I think it's very important. And I say this to a lot of people, especially in business. And I was speaking to a guy about this yesterday as well. Even if you're in a traditional business, don't do it alone. Make sure you have, a like-minded environment around you, like a support group where you can go and you can come back when you have those wins, when you have those losses. Yeah. And I believe your second question.
Well, the second question was, why should people learn how to trade?
Well, in my experience, the main reason is because when I was at university and even now, I have a lot of people that come to me that have businesses, and they say that, hey, look, I either want to start a business or I do not have enough funds to keep my business going. And I say, hey, look, what you should probably do is learn a skill that will allow you to, number one, learn how to earn money, so you can then take that income and you can do with it whatever you want. Meaning you can start the business of your dreams, or you can, build multiple sources of income. You have, maybe you want to get into real estate. You have at least a skill where you can go back to and earn money. Because I put this quote on my story yesterday, and it says something like, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a wall. So it's always better to be prepared than to have to repair.
Amazing. Well, Ray, just to end us off, man, is there any last things you can share for the newest people that are maybe on the edge, that may be kind of hesitant when it comes to pull the trigger? If there's anybody new on the line like that, Ray, that may not know if they should do it or not, what's the last thing you should say to them, or that you can say to them?
I mean, I can just give you the straight answer and tell you just do it. and and that's for me, just being able to see what is done for me. But I would say, yeah, I mean, if just really ask yourself, what is it that you have to lose? And especially, with where everyone is seeing where the world is heading right now, just ask yourself, like, hey, what do I really have to lose? Because you never know how the world is going to look, even 1 to 6 months from now. So, really ask yourself, like, hey, do I, 6 months from now, let's say this does work out, would I have taken the decision quicker, or would I have said, no, I do not really deserve this to myself? So that's what I would probably say.
Amazing. Well, Ray, I appreciate your time, brother, as always. Congratulations on all your success, and hopefully your story brought value to people, man.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, with that being said, Tierra, I'll let you end us off with Miss Vita's story, coming in live from Atlanta, Georgia. T.
Absolutely. Here we go. Ladies, gentlemen, if you are a professional out there and you're really and you're ready for that next change when it comes to your lifestyle, watch this video.
Hi, my name is Vita Wooten. I'm a real estate agent and broker, which I have been for 27 years here in Metro Atlanta. I'm a mom. I have 5 children, 1 still at home. I have a husband, another business, so much to do. Super busy mom, sports, all those sort of things. I didn't think I had any time to learn anything new, but I did. I learned trading, and in 5 short months with a $1,000 initial investment, I was able to turn that $1,000 into $100,000. And then 2 short months later, that $100,000 grew to $200,000. So in 7 months, I took my initial investment of $1,000 to $200,000. I have the goals of retiring quickly. I don't want to stay in real estate the way that I hustle and grind daily. It's wonderful, but it's time to look for something else. Plus, one of my sons is in college, and that means he's looking for something to do as well. So guys, if I can do it, you can do it. That son is doing it. My 13-year-old at home is learning how to do it. Trading was something that I knew nothing about, yet it has changed our lives. And we're now building wealth for generations and building legacies. Get back with the person who shared this video with you. Join our community, and you too can make your life a dream.
Huge, 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 huge. So with that being said, I'm really excited for those that are on here right now with us. And guys, like she just said, your life also can become a dream come true. All you need to do is invest into yourself. Everybody put the word invest inside the chat. Guys, I would definitely say if you're really looking to end this year with a bang and start the new year with a bang, start by investing into yourself now. The more you invest into yourself will determine how much you value yourself. So getting started with this right here will be huge. Again, if you want to just start off at, the very basic level, that is perfectly fine. Get started today. Why? Because you are worth it. Okay. But if you want to really kickstart and take things to the next level, this 5-day virtual program will help you out in a tremendous way. Okay. And so last but not least, are you ready? Are you ready to elevate to the next level? If you are, get back with a person, invite you to this call. Let's help you get started. Let's help you elevate. And I look forward to welcoming you and helping you snatch some profits. Jason, appreciate your time. Let's take things to the next level, brother.
See you at the top. Let's go. Welcome to the team, everybody.